My name is Steve Semmer. I'm the coordinator of the Mission Circle, and we just have the job of assembling the awards and doing this job, which is a wonderful job. Something I look forward to all year is a chance to honor these men who've been identified by their communities as leaders in mission. We've had quite a few conversations about mission and its the way it fits in the project in our discussions on the Mission Circle calls. And Royce Herndon earlier this year likened the initiation to a wedding, a real exciting event. It can be a wonderful wedding and so on. But said that mission is like a marriage. It lasts many years. Many of those years is invisible, made up of countless small acts that help that marriage survive. And the men who are leaders in mission frequently are working in shadows, thousands of small acts that may not be seen by a lot of people and not be fully acknowledged. And so this is one of those opportunities for us to honor you, you men who have been recipients of Ron Herring Award. So I'd like to begin with just a quotation from Robert F. Kennedy. He said, "Let no one be discouraged by the belief there is nothing one person can do against the enormous array of the world's ills, misery, ignorance, and violence. Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. It's from numberless diverse acts of courage and belief that human history is shaped. Each time a man stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other form a million different centers of energy and daring. Those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance." So those acts of mission that we're honoring today are acts that I think we can say from Robert Kennedy's perspective genuinely do change the course of history. So it's a real pleasure that we're gathered to do this part of honoring your work. So our first recipient is actually a recipient from 2014. And it's a great pleasure for me to present the 2014 Ron Herring Award from Canada East to Paul Kushner. Somehow he was missed in the process last year. Paul's mission is I create a world of loving kindness through acts of humility and by partnering with God. So Paul was honored by his community because in the judgment of those who know him best, he manages to integrate his mission into every aspect of his life, his relationships, his work in MKP, his work with high school age students. So the tasks, large and small, were places where his mission showed up. So Paul, we'd like to congratulate you for the work that you've been acknowledged for. Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out how to mute it.
Oh, hey, Jesse's iPad. I can mute you if you need me to.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to. If you can do it, please.
You got it. Excellent. Thank you. And moving on. Richard Breezy Brzeski. As a man among men, he is from the Wisconsin community, Tiger Man. As a man among men, I create a healing and compassionate world for veterans and all others through my thoughts, behavior, and actions. Richard Breezy Brzeski, I know I just messed that up and I apologize, was discharged from the Army upon his arrival home from Vietnam in January of 1971. He joined Vietnam Veterans Against the War and helped build the Dry Hooch. He is a life member of Vietnam Veterans. Mute Brian Renard. Life member of Vietnam Veterans of America, Breezy joined the Vets Journey Home program in 2007 and immediately realized that the healing he received was something he wanted to share with other veterans. Over 100 men and women have attended the weekends he has staffed, and the transformation of the participants has been miraculous. Working with veterans is his passion, and in addition to staffing, he has worked on community awareness of veterans issues, including PTSD and homelessness. Congratulations, Richard. I know that you are with us on the phone tonight, and would you like to say a few words?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say that this is really a great honor for me because of all the wonderful men that I know and all the wonderful men that are in MKP. And I'm just honored. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. Our next recipient comes from the southeast area, and he is Quandus Burns, golden eagle that flies at sunrise. Quandus is, his mission is, I prepare the world for my children by working with youth and adults to develop ways of healthy communication and positive work towards one love. Quandus is changing lives through mentoring and teaching young Black males by showing them a different way. He does this through authentic dialogue, setting high expectations, and giving loving support. Quandus, a public school teacher in a Black community, instructs young Black males. He sees a community lacking fathers, manifesting in the lack of motivation to succeed. He meets them where they are and shows them a different perspective through honest conversations, high expectations, and support. It's my honor to offer the Ron Herring Award from the Southeast community to Quandus Burns. Thank you, Quandus, for your work.
And next, from the Heartland community, Kansas City and Heartland, we have Loving Husky, Terry Cobb. Terry's mission is, I heal the wounded child in other men. Terry has been a realtor since he was 19. He received the National Community Service Award, which he won over 8,000 others. A graduate of Leadership Topeka, he mentored students in junior achievement for 9 years. He served as the president of the Topeka Tennis Association and Florence Crittenden Services for Young Women. Terry completed his weekend in 1991. He and 2 other men started the Heartland community in Topeka. He has 10 staffings, and 32 of his invitees have completed their weekend. Terry, I am greatly honored to present you with the Ron Herring Award for 2015. And I believe you are also on the line with us. Would you like to say a few words, Terry?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'll say just a few things. I'm actually most proud of I just recruited my 33rd man this weekend for our upcoming MKP weekend in Kansas City. I'm real pleased about that. My comments are, the quote you made of President Kennedy's kind of goes against my feeling. When I joined back in '91, I thought that MKP would take over the world. I thought this was the answer to all our problems, and men, I still think it is. I mean, I still hold that same enthusiasm that I did 20-some years ago. Recruiting is something that I've volunteered to do in the Heartland and would at the national level. My concern about us is that I think we've got 50,000 members. We should have 5 million. I mean, it is just, I can't tell you, and you men have all been down this road as many more times than I have, but the men who come in to see me saying, you saved my life, or MKP saved my life. And man, it doesn't get any better than that, you know. And I meet men every day who need MKP, and I think sometimes some of our leaders, the ones in my community here, they talk too much. You know, they just, even though MKP, we're not talkers, but when I see a man, I say, how's your life working? Well, it's got some problems. And I say, do you want it to be better? And they say yes. And I say, sign up, you know. And in most cases they do, if you make it as simple as that. So I so much appreciate getting this award. I've only staffed 10 weekends over the last period of time, and they've all been like my first one. I mean, they're just wonderful. But so my message to all of us is to you know, my whole thing is recruiting. The weekend is magical. You show up and it happens. I mean, we don't need to fine tune it. Hell, it's been great for 25 years. We need to get more people. Every time we have a weekend in Kansas City, it seems like we struggle to fill up. You know, when I went to my first weekend in Indianapolis, we had 32 men. And now if we have 15 or 16, we feel lucky. And it shouldn't be that way. You know, it should be, we should have 30 men in every weekend. It just, you know, nothing's better than what we do, man. Nothing's better. But those are my comments. I just wish we would shift gears and get more men involved. Men drop out, but you know, if it works, it works great. You know, I mean, it always works, but with some men, they stay with it, and others are going to go on down the road once they get their whatever crisis they're in taken care of. But anyway, that's it. I feel so honored to be here, and but my heart's always with MKP, even though I don't show up. Here, I see my picture there. That's not a bad picture. But anyway, it just, there's nothing better, man. This is the answer to everything in my life, and I think in every man's life, if they just would show up. That's it. Thank you for the opportunity to say a few words.
Oh, thank you very much, Terry.
Oh, thanks, Terry. Our next recipient is Rex Dabling. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. From Intermountain, USA. His animal name is True Puma. Rex's mission is, I create a world of love and understanding by living, love, and patience. Rex has been a leader of the Wasatch Front community in many ways. From 2008 to 2012, he volunteered to coordinate senior high mission trips to Mexican orphanages where the teens and leaders do improvements to the rundown facilities. The orphanage parents of the Casa Hogar children were so very grateful for the work he did to create a safe environment for the young residents. Rex has also been a mainstay in neighborhood baseball since 2005, when his oldest son started playing. He coached from 2009 to 2011, and since then has served on the board of the Mount Olympus Pony League. Rex and his wife, Julie, met in a 12-step meeting. They were married 2 years later, and both are sober over 20 years. So Rex, congratulations on being a recipient from Intermountain USA of the 2015 Ron Herring Award. Thanks, Rex.
Oh, I don't believe Rex is on the line with us.
So Paul Meritt, whom we have on the call, I believe. So Paul, if it's okay, I'm going to tell a little bit about you, and then I welcome you to share a few words.
Thank you.
Sure. So we're talking about Paul Meritt, who's caring lion, lover of the sacred space from Northern California. And Paul's mission is, I create a world of love, acceptance, and forgiveness by loving, accepting, and forgiving others, and by encouraging others to do so. Paul has been a teacher for over 35 years, and he completed his NWTA in November of 2006. Upon his return from his weekend, he began holding and facilitating co-ed circles for his classes at the high school where he teaches. That work soon evolved into weekly or bi-weekly guys circles, now running for almost 8 years. In addition, as a theater instructor and director, Paul uses MKP principles in his teaching and directing with powerful results. Actors drop more deeply and fully into characters, learn safer techniques or enrolling and de-rolling, and their productions and experience have gained a much deeper reality and truth. Paul, congratulations to you on being a 2015 Ron Herring recipient, and I would love to hear if you have some words for us.
Thank you, Ted.
Yeah.
First, I'm honored to be in the company of men on this call and representing our work internationally. It's been my pleasure to coordinate the Herring Award for our center twice in the last several years as elder co-chair, and never dreamt that I'd be on the receiving end of it. So I'm deeply honored. I'm very conscious that the old saying of it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village and a family and an extended universe to enable this man to live his mission fully and completely. And I want to give a special thank you to my wife of almost 40 years, my 4 children, and 10 grandchildren presently, with 2 on the way, heading for that fabled round dozen. And my I group brothers, who prior to my initiation in 06, really brought me into this life-saving and world-changing work. And then every student, every young man and young woman that I've had the privilege of serving as mentor to. In a couple hours, I'll be back in the classroom again. And I was ready to stop teaching prior to my initiation. And thanks to the Mankind Project and all of the men in whose footsteps I walk and on whose shoulders I stand, I'm now in over 35 years of teaching and see a long and blessed road ahead. So thank you, men. I'm blessed, I'm honored, and I'm in with that.
Oh.
Our next recipient is out of Central Plains, USA. I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but I'll do my best. Conglesta luta, or red-spotted hoop, is the animal name. The recipient is Dallas Chief Eagle, and his mission is, I feed my spirit and recognize and unite all the spirits around me. Dallas has been doing hoop dancing for many years. First, he started with his father, Dallas Chief Eagle Sr., later with his son, Dallas Jr., and now he continues to hoop dance with his daughters, Star, Nina. He goes to schools, communities, and city councils to share and speak about the hoop of life. He also has been going into the Sioux Falls prison to meet with the natives. Dallas and his wife, Becky, have started a healing center, All Nations Training Center, to bring healing to the men, women, and children of Pine Ridge. They have held several trainings and weekend workshops for all ages to bring understanding and healing with the people. The training center is at the heart of the MKP USA Tatanka Alliance with the Pine Ridge Indigenous Men's and Women's Oyate. So it is my honor to present to Dallas Chief Eagle the Ron Herring Award from Central Plains, USA. Boysen, for those who are on the call who don't know much about this, is there anything more that you would like to say about this Tatanka Alliance with the Pine Ridge Indigenous Men's and Women's Oyate?
Asking me?
I would absolutely defer to Dallas on that. Dallas?
Oh, Dallas is on the call. Okay, I was
is.
looking for him. All right.
Yes, can you hear us, Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah, come a
So
little
you-
closer to the mic and say a few words.
Okay. We're going to be, yeah, the Tatanka Alliance was formed with MKP USA. The last alliance was done over 150 years ago after the Sand Creek Massacre. The Cheyenne and Arapaho and the Oglalas joined an alliance because of all the slaughter that's going on. And then we were camped up there in the Greasy Grass, Little Bighorn, and Custer and the 7th Cavalry came in and we defeated the government on that battle that day. And since then, it's been 150 years. And we found MKP to the language behind our alliance, is, who can we trust? A lot of the treaties, they were broken. A lot of the agreements were broken in the last 150 years. But we set out this alliance for the next 7 generations and beyond. While we were forming this alliance, we had all of these delegates from the MKP and our people, different tribes over here. We came together, and on that day, a buffalo came and sacrificed itself. It came about 20 miles away, but you can find this on mkp.org. And now we're preparing for our first anniversary alliance gathering at the end of this month. And we're in about a week and a half now. We're going to be calling that Buffalo Spirit to lead this alliance, one that gave its life up to us, endorsed us to lead this alliance. So we are going to have lodges for 2 to 4 nights in a row, calling the Spirit to lead us once again. The buffalo represents abundance and a way of life for our people. They were slaughtered too, and a lot of our people were slaughtered. And today we're slaughtering ourselves. So we need to make these new alliances so that we can stop this slaughter.
Oh, thank you, Dallas.
mkpusa.org/Oyate, OYATE. You can see a video there that was produced by Frederick Marks, more about the Tatanka Alliance. And MKP USA has gifted the full content of the New Warrior training to the All Nations Training Center as part of the Tatanka, and we have set up a fund to support the Oyate on Pine Ridge. Thank you, Dallas, for being here.
Thank you.
Robert Feagan, Noble Junkyard Dog, Toronto, Canada. I create a world of passion, clarity, and direction by knowing who I am and where I am going. Robert Feagan's a professor at Wilfrid Laurier University. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
In Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Much of his life is about community sustainability, working to develop more appropriate ways to live in the world, living his mission through action, individually as well as creating community to better the planet. Raising consensus and consciousness around what we can do, no obstacles that can't be overcome. He loves to build and garden. He has 2 sons, Max, 19, and Seamus, 21, and lives with his partner, Irina Zenowicz.
Yep.
And I've had a chance to witness your passion, staffing with you a couple of times, and it is a joyful passion. And I'm looking forward to hearing you speak a little bit and hearing about your mission a little more.
Thank you. I take it that same picture of me with an MKP T-shirt is on your screens as well?
Yes.
Yes.
So just let me explain them. I'm amazed that somebody already got this. I just put it out on the web yesterday, I think. But so, anyways, let me just explain that quickly. So that's in El Salvador. I was just down with 20 students from my campus where I've been building with Habitat for Humanity and their Global Villages program for the last 4 years. And these 20 students came down and were there just for a short stint, which is, we're actually just 5 days on a site making concrete and making, carrying cinder blocks and tying rebar and that kind of stuff. But I got to tell you that every time that I go, I think the way I frame this is the MKP project has given me the ability to see and to be able to exhibit my passion in a good way to the world. And I think my students really pick up on that. There's no bravado. It's not about, yeah, we're going to save the world. It's about the responsibility and what MKP has given me is the ability to open up spaces for others along with me to be able to step into the world in an authentic and passionate and good way to try to be there for people who can use the kind of service that we can provide. So my students come away from this, 7 or 8 day trip just fully charged about a little bit better understanding of who they are, what they can possibly bring to the world, and also what they're capable of learning about themselves through this kind of work. And I have tears in my eyes right now just thinking about how moving it is for me to use my privilege as an older white man living in the North with all of the stuff that has come with that, and to be able to turn it around in this good way. And I know it's small, simple sorts of stuff. One more home for 900,000 families in El Salvador who need homes, but it is one more home. And every time that we go, there's a whole troop of other organizations who come down as well. I also want to think about this locally, and I think of this man who, Chief Eagle, what was his name?
Dallas Chief Eagle.
Yeah, Dallas Chief Eagle. I also live in a community on the land of the Haudenosaunee people, who are the Iroquoian peoples who had to leave Upper New York State after the War of Independence. And they were given this large tract of land upon which our university sits. And I've begun some work with what's called the Save the Evidence campaign. So like in the US, there was this schooling system for 100 years or more, which tried to rip the culture out of the people who were here first, either by taking away their language or disconnecting them from their families and putting them in these residential schools, is what we call them here, where it was horrific what happened to them for a lengthy period of time. So I've joined as a sort of an ally, this organization, with the Six Nations people, the Haudenosaunee as they're called, to be of use to them in a way which works for them. We take no sort of direction other than from what they need from us as non-natives in their community, in ways that maybe can help create some bridges. This is very humbling for me because I know nothing about this history, but I'm willing to learn. So there's a bunch of kinds of things that I want to honor MKP for doing, which is basically giving me the wherewithal, the sense of self, and the sense of responsibility and ability to give back to the world in a good way. So it's really to MKP I turn for any award that I'm getting here, is because they gave me the opportunity to see who I am and what I can do. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate all that humility, and I would say we simply held the space for you to expand into that. Is the way I judge it. And
thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations on the award, and keep bringing that passion, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
From the Los Angeles community, we honor Anthony Dumas, Rhino in the Rough. Anthony's mission is, I bring healing to this world, bearing my soul with vulnerability, standing righteous and valiant. Anthony Dumas has been an active volunteer for Special Olympics and has served at both the Southern California 2014 Summer Invitational Games and at the 2015 Special Olympics World Games. As Anthony said, to witness the athletes perform, winning or losing didn't matter. Just simply being there and having the moment to shine was to witness the full glory of the human spirit at its best. He's a former pro boxer, Golden Gloves winner, and a holder of the Continental America's middle heavyweight title. Anthony, I am honored to present the 2015 Ron Herring Award to you tonight. From the Alberta, Canada community, Chris Fremerin, Daddy Duck. Chris's mission, I create a world of play by welcoming the hidden beauty in people. Chris Fremarin is nominated for his ongoing support of youth through coaching hockey. Chris's style of coaching is well recognized amongst the parents. He encourages the uniqueness in every child. Practices are hard work, but the kids have big smiles on those red sweat-drenched faces. I think he imparts his belief that the kids are what is important. The kids love it, and most of the parents as well. He has also been repeatedly recognized by students and faculty as an outstanding philosophy teacher at the University of Calgary. Chris, we honor you with the 2015 Ron Herring Award. Thank you. And Chris, are you on the phone with us tonight? Excellent.
Our next recipient is Thomas Griggs from the Greater Carolinas area. His animal name is Osprey Flying with Mountain Goat. And his mission is, I am a channel for infinite compassion and wisdom to empower others to fulfill their deepest dreams of a just and peaceful world. Professionally, Thomas Griggs is a management consultant focused on nonprofit organizational leadership and multicultural trainings. Thomas has gifted countless hours to co-create an ongoing series of gender reconciliation circles with his partner, Panna Columbus, and others. The gatherings are focused on personal growth and community building through the vehicle of gender reconciliation. The events are designed to identify, honor, and heal wounds between the feminine and masculine caused by our shared cultural legacy of male domination, rape culture, binary gender bias, and gender oppression that are deeply harmful to all people, men, women, and walk-betweens. Thomas, this is our opportunity to honor you for the work that you've done on gender reconciliation. So congratulations on being the 2015 Ron Herring recipient from Greater Carolinas. Thanks, Thomas.
I think Thomas is on the phone. Are you here, Griggs?
Yeah. Hi, evening.
Yes. Say a few words.
Thank you, Stephen and Boysen, for setting this up and hosting it. And what I'm struck by is how great it is to be in a community of other men and women who are doing great things in the world. It's inspiring. And I just want to say thank you to Panna Columbus, without whom this most recent adventure in the long journey of exploring cultural differences, which has been going on for 25 years on my part. Without Panna, this gender reconciliation work in Asheville and the Carolinas that we've been doing would not have occurred. She has called the entire community to a higher level of participation, and she's fiercely loving and generous. And so I'm recognized because I'm a member of MKP, and she was more than 50% of what we did here this year. In general, in the long march about working for peace and justice and cultural differences, I particularly want to thank the folks at Visions who trained me over a 25, 30 year period. And in particular, Wakesa Olatunji Madzimoyo, my partner, who has done most of the multicultural work with the Mankind Project over the past 15 plus years, the OCL 103 work. And he co-led the training a year ago this month that sort of gave such a boost to the gender equity work that was already going on here in the Greater Carolinas area and Asheville. So, and all the folks that attended our sessions, because off that OCL 103 a year ago, we've had 3 other large gatherings and a series of smaller ones where there have been some regulars, men and women, gay, straight, bi, trans, and other perspectives as we've explored the sacred masculine and sacred feminine. So none of this happens without people showing up to do the work. So I just want to recognize all the people that have been involved for quite a while out here. So I'm grateful, and I'm in with that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Thomas. And also just, I want to shout out, this is Poison Hodgson. MKP USA will be offering a new online course called Epic Leadership, which is coming from Griggs Leadership and with his partners coming this spring. So I'm proud to continue offering and integrating more of the multicultural work and nonprofit leadership work into MKP USA. And now from the New Mexico Center, David Hamlow, Velveteen Rabbit with Burning Heart. David's mission: I create a world of hope and abundance by showing up, being authentic, working hard, and risking failure. David has been of service primarily in his efforts to grow, connect, and support the MKP tribe in his home community of Albuquerque. He sees the potential for the impact of a world of men living in service to mission and feels that the first order of business is in creating supportive circles for men and a community to foster and steward this growth. He hopes that it lays the groundwork for greater impacts outside of MKP circles. David is a devoted father and husband and sees the years of his life since initiation as an opportunity to finally participate, engage, and create meaningful impact in the world around him. So David Hamlow, congratulations on winning the Ron Herring Award 2015 for the New Mexico community.
Oh, this is good timing. Steve Schauer, I've had a chance to staff with several times and participate in community events with several times. And I consider him a friend and a man I feel very close to. Steve, I know you're going to have more to say about this, but I'll just introduce you anyway. Steve Schauer, I create a world of healing, love, safety, and empowerment by acknowledging that we are all one with Source. And Steve's animal name is Eagle That Soars, and he's from my community, Metro New York Tri-State. And he's worked tirelessly to build elders into strong, vibrant community in Metro New York Tri-State, which is absolutely, I can attest to that. And I've seen that effort pay off. We have a very strong elder community, which is huge because there's a lot of healing, love, and safety energy that comes out of that. So Steve, why don't you go ahead before I do my little final piece about congratulations and say something about what you do and your mission and how that works in your life.
Thanks, Ted. I appreciate you being on the call, and it's an honor for me to be with you guys and be in this circle. I was thinking of what happened, 30 years ago. Ron, Bill, and Rich got together and they sat around their kitchen table and they had a vision. They had a vision, and they brought their passion and agreement. And to see what happened out of that 30 years later, it's just incredibly inspiring. And my work is around a community, building community. And there's like these awards, it's what we're doing like in the support of each other, but we're doing this on our own. I think this next step is just to get men who have similar passions to come together. And in agreement, because it's incredibly magical when there's so much can be done, so much more can be done when they're working together in agreement. So that form of community is very powerful. And also to bring the containers that we learn to form and the energy that we bring, containers and energy of integrity. And anybody that sits in those circles, it's an incredible experience, and it changes lives. And I see that with our elders as the elders come more into their power and feel that just from their life experience, they have so much to offer. And when we sit in circle, The energy of the container is so fine, and the substance so rich that changes happen. And to bring this and start to bring this more into the outside world and outside communities, and to invite people into those circles, again, is just transforming. We know that on the weekends, and now to bring it more out into the world and invite people to be with us is just it's exciting. So it's an honor to be with you men, honored to be in this circle, and I think my mom was the one that sort of nominated me for it, but I appreciate it. Good being with you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And congratulations on this award. I know there was a flurry of congratulations on our New York talk list, and a lot of people feeling was well deserved. Excuse me. Congratulations.
The next in our list of recipients is Collin Irish, King Black Crow from Colorado. And Collin's mission is, I create a world in which every boy can face his journey to manhood with a group of mentors that have his back. To do this, I show up without fail. I lead without prejudice, and I listen without judgment. Wow, what a mission. In 2003, shortly after completing NWTA, Collin Irish co-founded the Denver nonprofit Threshold Passages, Inc., TPI. Since then, he's staffed 12 initiation weekends for teenage boys. Collin has a passion for mentoring young men. He serves on the board of trustees as program manager for TPI. He recently strengthened ties with the Boys to Men Mentoring Network by being elected to serve on the Boys to Men USA Board of Directors as chair of the governance committee. He brought the Boys to Men school-based mentoring program to Colorado by introducing his pilot program into a Denver area middle school. Just want to, is Collin on the call today? No, okay. Just as a sidebar to my role as presenter here, I'm just kind of overwhelmed right now with the incredible diversity of the types of work that men are doing so far in this presentation today. We have men who are working with adolescents like Collin, vets, Special Olympics, issues like sustainability, gender, the hoop of life, and so on. It just, for me, just as a sidebar, it's really quite moving to see that all the different areas, the creative areas that men are taking this work and providing really the happy ending or outcome of the NWTA. So, Collin, welcome to our circle of Ron Herring recipients. Welcome to the group of men who have been acknowledged for doing their work. Thank you.
Stephen Paul Meritt, can I toss in a quick shout out for Collin?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Collin was instrumental. He, Joe Sigurdson, and Stefan Herman, and several others were instrumental in helping me to find the strength, the courage, and the vision to step up in facilitating young men's and young women's circles on our campus. And as a result of the work with the Boys to Men mentoring organization, especially, there are over 50 schools throughout school programs in schools throughout the USA right now, and that number is increasing exponentially. So, just a real honor to Collin for the work he's done in helping to pioneer that work.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Oh.
And now from the Philadelphia community, Atiba Kwesi, Gentle Muse. Atiba's mission is to create a world of peace and joy through love and patience. Gentle Moose, a warrior for justice and peace, an ambassador for the spirit of harmonious cooperation. Kofi Atiba Kwesi. He is co-founder and former executive director of And Justice for All, AJFA, a human rights advocacy organization that educates prisoners and their families about legal and reentry issues, and when feasible, takes direct action on their behalf. Under his leadership, AJFA conducted rites of passage education for youth. Kwesi holds a leadership position with Reconstruction, Inc., a time-honored 27-year-old nationally recognized organization that provides a structured model for building community cohesion and healing. Atiba, congratulations. I am honored to present you with the Ron Herring Award for 2015 in the Philadelphia community. And
thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please say a few words.
Would love to. First, I would like to thank the Mankind Project as a whole and the Philadelphia chapter in particular for seeing that I'm worthy to receive the Ron Herring Award. I am a new member of Mankind, and I've been doing some research about the Ron Herring Award, and I'm very honored to receive it. I look forward to working with the members here in Philadelphia to increase the multicultural membership here. I'm honored to now be a part of various committees that they have here and working diligently to open the door so that many other men who are in need of the work and the benefit that comes with being a member of this organization. You know, and I haven't been a member a year yet, but I definitely feel that I have grown. I feel the love and I feel the work of the Philadelphia community, and what it has done for me in the short time that I have been a part of it. And I look forward to trying to bring the benefit of being a member of Mankind to as many people as I can here in Philadelphia. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Atiba. Welcome.
Our next recipient is Jan Lütgen from Deutschland, Germany. And his animal name is, I hope I get this close to being right, Sanftmütiger, kraftvoller Elefant, which I think translates into something powerful elephant. Jan is a retired corrections officer who has been part of MKP since 2011. He's labored tirelessly connecting men to men's work. He has faced violence in the workplace and now spends his time helping men connect with each other within the MKP community. He has a job that I'm told by one of the men who nominated him, where he works tirelessly, giving far more than the mandated 10 hours a week. He does more than 30. And he's known as a man who takes calls late into the night. And if any man has a call for something that he needs to do, he steps up. So Jan, congratulations for being named Ron Herring recipient 2015. Thank you for your work.
And as we go to Patrick, I'll finish my thought, and then Patrick will get right to you. And it's a simple piece for me that all this work we do, the guts work, the carpet work, the clearings, everything is all about clearing ourselves, centering ourselves, so that we are better able to manifest our purpose in life, which is expressed through our mission. I did it for 3 years, what Stephen did, along with Z Newell, who was my co-guy. He helped me, we supported each other. But I love mission. My life is guided by mission. I measure everything I do against my mission. And so I hope men continue to see that quality of what we bring. It goes beyond the work, that power of the work, to the mundane stuff that we have to do out in the world to make our mission, to manifest our missions.
Oh,
Yeah. So Patrick Mathieu, I had an uncle Mathieu once, so I know that one. He's Phoenix from Canada East, and so you're the next man right after Paul. So we got it in 2014. Paul Kushner. Patrick's mission is I create a world of choice and passion by living my life with choice and passion every day. Patrick helps people choose and live the lives they want. Currently, he trains and certifies people as life coaches and produces a weekly podcast called Choose the Life You Want. The vision he's working towards is to have a nonprofit company that provides a 24/7 service where men can speak to other men who are trained volunteers. The service will be bilingual and available by phone, text, and online chat. It is currently in the very early stages, but Patrick is very excited about making it a reality. And Patrick, when you say bilingual, here in the U.S., that's usually English-Spanish, but I'm assuming you mean English and French. Is that correct?
Yeah, when I started it, that was my plan. But it's, even just in the month or two since I submitted that information, it's grown and changed quite a bit. So now I've got bigger plans than that even. So we'll see where it goes. The site is, I've created a website for it. It's the menshelpline.org. And I'm currently offering chat services, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I'm quite excited about it.
Cool. So that's just one aspect of that. You've won this award for multiple pieces. I'd love to hear you speak to your award as well.
Sure, thank you. Well, I'm relatively new to the organization. I've been sitting in circles since last January, and was only able to do my weekend in November. The November just passed. October just passed. So, but in that time, I really saw the value that MKP brings to the world and brings to men. And I saw the need, because I recognized it in myself, the need for men to have a safe place to open up, to be themselves, to do their work, and the impact that work has on ourselves and on our communities and on, eventually on the world. And, I kind of want to go back to something, Ted, that you had said when you were talking to Robert Feagan about his award, and you had said that MKP really just provides the space, holds the space for men to come into themselves, and that's what I want to do with the Men's Helpline, is give men, very new men who are new to this idea, a safe place, a safe, anonymous, supportive place where they can have that very first conversation. I know how intimidating, because it wasn't that long ago that I walked into my first I group. I know how intimidating that can be to make that first step and go through that door. And the service that I want to provide is sort of one step before that. So reaching out by phone or by text or by online chat to connect with another man who can then help you, down that road and open that new, open the doors that follow.
So how beautiful is that, that you recognize this quickly and after your weekend. But you've been living your mission a long time, and congratulations. I'm glad we had a chance to recognize you, and it's great to see your face, and I'm glad you're here. And congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. I'm honored.
That's you.
From Hawaii, we have Caleb Milliken, Keeper of Precious Things. His mission is to create a world full of wonder by inspiring others with my joy and passion. So Caleb was named for leadership in bringing boys to men to Hawaii, and for being instrumental in developing the early outreach programs to garner interest in the community in support of the work. He's currently the executive director of the Boys to Men Hawaii and LIT in MKP. So it is my honor to present the Ron Herring Award to Caleb Milliken on behalf of MKP. I and the Hawaii community. Thank you, Caleb.
I believe Caleb was on the line with us. Caleb, are you still here? If you come back, feel free to speak up. Thank you.
Let me take this one.
Sure. I know that guy.
Yeah, this I know him well, actually. This is there's a story behind this award. Central Great Lakes went through a careful selection process, and when they announced it to the man who had been selected, he said, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit me to have a public acknowledgement of this, that I actually prefer to do my work without public acknowledgement. So the committee reconvened, and so what do we do? Do we go back and look over the other nominees and choose somebody else? Well, in the end, what they decided to do was to simply acknowledge that this was their recipient this year, and he chose to remain anonymous. So what they wanted to do is to simply honor those men, this man and other men, who did their work anonymously. So I requested that they submit the application and write whatever they wanted for a mission statement and so on. And so they from Central Great Lakes USA, the anonymous man is the recipient 2015, and the mission is, I create a world of subtle harmony by quietly doing my work. This award is for the anonymous man, the man who acts because it is his mission to act, the man who, when tapped on the shoulder and offered thanks, says, "Thanks to you for allowing me to help you, because it brings me closer to my true mission. It helps me to chase away demons that haunt me. It allows me to look inwardly and to see who I really am." So this almost piggybacks, Ted, on what something you were saying about how mission connects with the work that we do. The metaphor that jumped to my mind is from a Buddhist sutra called the Platform Sutra. And there it says that a lamp is not separate from its light. And to try to separate a lamp from its light is like trying to separate those insights that we gain and the work that we do from its effect that it naturally has on the world. So this anonymous man, which I assume is a character represented in all the centers, are those men who are simply doing their work as a natural outcome of the insights and the work that they've achieved in being introduced to MKP or the other work that they've done in their lives. So we like to acknowledge the anonymous man as the recipient of the 2015 Ron Herring Award from Central Great Lakes. So all you men, thank you for your work.
Oh.
San Diego community, we recognize David Piazza, chestnut mare with tiger on back. David's mission, I create a world of transformation by having the courage to stand in my truth. David's life has been characterized by transformation. As a young teenager, David helped his friends transform their lives in order to be happy and successful. Transformation has become his mission. He has had a 30-year career working with nonprofits around the country, helping them to become healthy, well-managed organizations. David says it is all about mission, helping nonprofits attract the donors and funding they need to help the people they serve. David is dedicated to his ongoing transformation in order to be of greater service to the community. So David, I am honored to present you with the Ron Herring Award for 2015 for the San Diego community. Thank you very much, David.
Recipient.
Can I do this one too?
Yes, please do.
From the New England community, Brian Renard, Playful Lion. Brian's mission is I create a loving world by opening my heart, being authentic, and being of service. Brian had a personal history in an abusive relationship, and in evaluating his mission, he had a vision of coordinating a march to draw attention to the need to end domestic violence and domestic and sexual violence. Early in his adult life, he had worked with Independence House, whose mission is to promote safe and healthy relationships. Brian inspired his Bravehearts I Group to help organize and coordinate this No More Men's March as both a peace march and a fundraiser for Independence House. Brian's vision came to fruition on May 31st, 2015 in the streets of Hyannis, Mass. Over 100 men and women marched with the New England MKP men and Independence House to share their message to end violence. Several prominent speakers spoke at the post-march rally. Brian's vision has now become a national MKP USA focus for community mission service. The 2016 Men's March is already planned. Join Brian and me and my family
and
there
me
on the Cape.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian and the Bravehearts, I think that you guys are in the room. Can you unmute yourselves and say a few words?
Yeah, we're all here. I'm deeply honored by this award, and I just wanted to say that this wouldn't happen without MKP and my I group. I'm a man among amazing men doing incredible work every day, and I just totally honored. I had an idea and brought it to them. It never would have happened without the support, encouragement, and help. And I feel like we did this as a group. This is a group honor. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Bravehearts. Rock on, dudes.
The recipient from Florida for the Ron Herring 2015 award is Carl Schaub, whose animal name is Lion, speaks softly with great voice. His mission is, I create a world of safety and opportunity for myself and my daughter by enthusiastically embracing the changes in my life and by sharing the beauty of the world of the intellectually disadvantaged with all. Carl became a first-time single father to a child with multiple disabilities at age 50. He changed career paths from business to special ed teaching and devoted his life to his daughter's development. He relocated to a community ideal for Down syndrome services and underwent an aggressive immersion and work in the Down syndrome community to further their journeys while sharing their beauty with the world. So Carl, it's my honor to present to you the Ron Herring 2015 award on behalf of MKPI. Thanks, Carl. From the United Kingdom and Ireland, the 2015 recipient is Jason Schrader, White Fox. As a man amongst men, I heal my wounds and let them go. I create a world in every moment of freedom by being present in my open, loving heart consciousness. Jason is living his mission through action in the world by creating the Scottish Men's Shed Association charity in 2014. He also works for a third sector charity as a full-time development worker supporting local men to create men's sheds in Aberdeenshire. He's also part of the charity for the first men's shed in Scotland, which is mainly for pre- and retired men. He has worked tirelessly in the last few years getting the Scottish men's sheds up and running in Scotland. There are several running in communities in northeast Scotland and more in the process of getting done. The official launch happened on the 23rd of November, 2015 in Glasgow. Jason, it's my honor to congratulate you for being the recipient of the Ron Herring Award 2015. Thanks, Jason.
Ed Barton here. Could I expand on men's sheds for just a minute?
You sure may.
Please do it.
For those of you that don't know, I'm the volunteer curator of the Changing Men's Collection, and I've been collecting men's sheds material. And it is basically started in small communities and rural communities in Australia, where retired men and retired farmers had no place that they could get together. Suicide was a major health problem for that group, and as a result, these men's sheds, which are sheds, garages, back rooms, shops where men can get together, continue to work with their hands and with tools, which they've done, and when they no longer have their occupation, which they so identified with, they have a group of men that they can get together and receive social support from one another. And Australia, New Zealand, the island of Ireland, north and south, England, Scotland, and they just formally organized in Canada. So that in a nutshell is what men's sheds is all about.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you for enlightening us, Ed. That helps a great deal. So it's not for snowblowers then.
What an awesome mission. And from the upstate New York community, Stergios Skacharoudis, Red-tail Hawk. Stergios' mission is to lead and live a life which raises the spiritual consciousness of humanity by thinking and behaving in ways that exemplify faith, compassion, courage, and loyalty. As a man among men, I serve the light. Empowering the poor and homeless through advocacy in social and political areas, through being present, offering alternative housing, one-to-one counseling, and job skills training to homeless people in the greater Rochester area. 54 years old, recently graduated with a dual degree, an MSW and an MA in theology from Roberts Wesleyan College and Northeastern Seminary. Currently is in an I group and passionate about homelessness, social justice, and poverty issues. Stergios, congratulations on winning the Ron Herring 2015 Award for the Upstate Community. Stergios, are you still in the room with us?
From St. Louis, USA, our next recipient is Mike Snyder, Powerful Tiger. Mike's mission is I create a world of self-awareness, self-understanding, and self-acceptance by working to understand and accept the truth of who I am and challenging others to do the same. Mike set up a nonprofit organization to raise money to take Vietnam vets back to Vietnam for a healing journey. The foundation is up and running and includes members of social services, medical consultants, donors, and other vets. Mike made a trip to Vietnam in December to pave the way and chart the course. So Mike, that opens my heart. I'm deeply honored to present to you the Ron Herring Award 2015 from the St. Louis community. Thanks for your work, Mike.
Our next man is Hugh M. Spalding, generous squirrel out of Kentucky. And Hugh's mission is I create heaven on earth through loving service. Keep it simple, it's beautiful. Hugh has volunteered thousands of hours in his local community and has facilitated many individuals to join him in his efforts. He's been an active member of the Unity of Louisville Men's Group for 18 years and participated in many service projects, such as Operation Brightside, which was picking up litter, and Project Warm, which is winterizing low-income housing. He's been a surveyor on the annual street count for homeless individuals in Louisville for the past 4 years. He's retired from the state of Kentucky after 27 and a half years of service and currently volunteers his service weekly as the coordinator at the Jefferson Alcohol and Drug Abuse Center. So there's a man who simply, it feels to me like whatever's coming at him at a time, he just jumps in and supports it and creates a little piece of heaven on earth just by serving lovingly. So thank you, Hugh, for all that work, and congratulations on your Ron Herring Mission of Service Award.
So out of Northwest USA, we have Gary Waldron, Gray Wolf. Gary's mission is I create healing, grace-filled community by being present and compassionate. Gary lives in an intentional community that provides transitional housing and mentoring for homeless, immigrants, and men who have been released from prison after long incarcerations. He's earned a PhD in education and served as a college professor, leadership mentor, and community developer. He lives by the principles of spirituality, simplicity, and service. Gary is the community coordinator for Tacoma, Washington. He's a leader in training with staffings in the US and Canada. Gary, that is one impressive resume, and I love the simplicity and spirituality and service, that mixture. Gary, it is my honor to present to you the Ron Herring 2015 Award representing Northwest USA. Thanks for your work, Gary.
Gary, would you like to say a few words?
It seems we're running a little bit late, so.
No, take your time.
Please.
I'm broadcasting from the Guadalupe house. This is one of 12 bedrooms in this house. Most of them are folks who are making transitions from homelessness, recent immigrants and refugees who don't have any family support. The last year I've been involved with several other men in creating circles of men inside the Cedar Creek prison with men who have had 15 or year more incarcerated for that long, who are getting out in the next year. And they've invited us in and they said, teach us how to be men out there. We've survived here, but we know that what we've done in here is not going to help us survive out there. So I'm looking forward to bring some of these men after they're released to the Northwest NWTA and continuing to move forward this work.
You rock, Waldron.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay, our next man from Santa Barbara is James Wapotich, Golden Eagle. And James's mission is I create a world of expanding wholeness by letting love flow through me. James' work is special because of his relationship to the wilderness and his connection with core values, a deep mindful nature connection, and the magical natural material world. He is a volunteer wilderness ranger with Los Padres National Forest and is the author of a local hiking column, Trail Quest. He teaches backpacking and trails workshops and regularly hosts free slideshow presentations. Congratulations, James. I love your mission. I love the work that you do. Congratulations on your Ron Herring Mission of Service Award.
From Indiana, we have Daniel Worth, Fierce Dog with Eaglemen. And Daniel's mission is I create a joyous community through leadership, teaching, and honest dialogue. Daniel's worked most of his adult life promoting and implementing humanitarian projects, from working with troubled youth to HIV/AIDS prevention to disaster relief. Daniel's worked with troubled teens in the U.S. and as a Peace Corps volunteer in the Dominican Republic. He worked in HIV/AIDS prevention programs throughout Latin America and in Western Africa. Currently, he is serving as Regional Direct Services Support Manager with the American Red Cross. Daniel, again, what a resume of things you've done. The only question I have when I read through this is why you weren't Ron Herring recipient 10 years ago with the work that you've been obviously doing for a while. In any case, it is my honor, again, to acknowledge your Ron Herring 2015 award out of Indiana. Thank you, Daniel. So we're going to close this with this wonderful quotation from Rabindranath Tagore. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. Love that quotation, and I want to just add something to it just as a piggyback. This is from William Cowper, an author. He says, existence is a strange bargain. Life owes us little. We owe it everything. The only true happiness comes from squandering ourselves for a purpose. I love that. Those men who are the Ron Herring recipients, I think that it's important because of that anonymous man piece to acknowledge that this is simply the tip of our iceberg. And my hope is that the blessings that we're offering you men and the honoring that we're offering you men manage to filter to every man who embodies this a life of service where he is squandering himself for a purpose. So that concludes our Ron Herring Awards. And again, welcome to the growing circle. There's 450 Ron Herring recipients in the 17 years and growing. And you men who have received the Herring Awards, I hope you take this as an acknowledgement of leadership and an invitation to continue to lead us and to show us the way as far as manifesting those the work that you've done in those small acts of courage that you've done to spread this further and to make a difference in the world. So again, thank you for all the work that you've done and for showing us the way. Boyson is talking to his daughter.
I'm being held accountable, actually, for my time. So, and this is Janelle. So everybody, we're going to go off mute. Yes, the recordings will be available, and everybody say goodnight on 3, 2, 1.
Everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Love you all.
Love you.